Imagine yourself crossing the golden dunes of an endless desert, where the sun shines relentlessly in the deep blue sky, merging with the earth in a limitless horizon. It is on this vast and eternal stage that twinkling stars tell ancient legends and echoes of divine promises reverberate through the ages. Hold your breath and allow yourself to be transported to a time of profound mysteries and divine revelations. The Ekklesia channel is about to open the pages of one of the most fascinating and dramatic biblical sagas, the son of Hagar and Abram. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to dive with us into each episode of this epic story, where we bring to light the hidden truths of forgotten narratives. At the heart of this epic story is Ishmael, the fruit of a choice that altered the destiny of nations. Surrounded by a sea of emotions and conflict, Abram and his servant Hagar find themselves at the tipping point between desolation and hope, a point where faith meets fear with a force that can shape the world. But who was Ishmael anyway? Ishmael is a figure who appears in several religious traditions, most notably Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In Judaism and Christianity, Ishmael is generally recognized as the first son of Abraham, born to his servant Hagar at the request of his wife Sarah, who was barren at the time. Ishmael's story is told mainly in the book of Genesis, in the Bible. Later, Sarah has her own son, Isaac. Hagar and Ishmael are expelled into the desert on Sarah's initiative. God, however, promises Hagar that Ishmael will also be the father of a great nation, and he is considered the ancestor of the Arabs by many traditions. In Islam, Ishmael is considered one of the prophets and is highly revered. The Islamic story of Ishmael is similar in many ways to the Bible, but with some significant differences. For example, in the Islamic account, it is Ishmael, not Isaac, who is about to be sacrificed by Abraham when God intervenes to provide a lamb as a replacement. Ishmael is also recognized as the ancestor of the Arabs and associated with the founding of the Kaaba, the holy sanctuary in Mecca. In all of these traditions, Ishmael is an important figure, and his story is used to teach various moral and spiritual lessons. He is often seen as an example of survival, faith, and obedience to God. Wouldn't it be correct to say that Ishmael is the father of Islam? In Islamic tradition, the Prophet Muhammad is considered the last and greatest of the prophets, and he is credited with founding Islam as a distinct monotheistic religion with the revelation of the Quran in the 7th century AD. However, Ishmael is a very important figure in Islam. He is considered one of the earlier prophets. According to Islamic tradition, Ishmael is recognized as the ancestor of the Arabs and respected for his faith and his submission to the will of God, Allah. Especially during the event known as Eid al-Adha, the Feast of Sacrifice, which celebrates Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son in obedience to God before God intervened and provided a sacrificial lamb. Therefore, Ishmael is a venerated figure and considered a patriarch by Muslims. But the founder of Islam is the Prophet Muhammad. What was the weight of his destiny, and how did his existence intertwine with divine plans? Ishmael's story transcends religious boundaries, playing a crucial role in both Judaism and Christianity and Islam. His journey symbolizes the complexity of divine plans and the interconnection between different lineages of people and nations. In the Judeo-Christian context, Ishmael personifies Abraham's hope for an heir, but he also represents the unfolding of divine promises. His descent is seen as an integral part of the covenants established by God, thus shaping the destiny of future generations. In Islam, Ishmael is revered as an example of submission to the divine will, playing a fundamental role in the construction of the Kaaba in Mecca and in the line of prophets that culminates with Muhammad. His story resonates as a vital link in the relationship between God and humanity. The figure of Ishmael transcends time and beliefs, serving as a symbol of the unity and continuity of Abrahamic traditions. Its importance echoes through the centuries, enriching sacred narratives and inspiring profound reflections on humanity's interconnection with the divine. The story that many plan to know gains new layers and perspectives as we unearth the secrets and consequences of a choice that influences our days. As the sands of time shift, yesterday's stories become today's teachings. The son of Hagar and Abram is not just a biblical narrative, it is a mirror that reflects our own lives and choices. Can you see the remnants of this story today? As the sands of time shift, yesterday's stories become today's teachings. The son of Hagar and Abram is not only a biblical narrative, it is a mirror that reflects our own lives and choices. Can you see the remains of this story today? Have you ever perceived the aura of mystery that surrounds the hidden history of Abraham? Have you ever wondered why he allowed his son Ishmael and his servant Hagar to wander in the desert? Let me immerse you in the untold story, a chronicle that lies buried in the sands of time, overshadowed by the stories of Isaac, Abraham, and Sarah's favorite son. But it is time to bring to light the saga of Ishmael, a story with equal weight and importance. Ishmael was born of a promise, the son of Hagar, the Egyptian servant thrown into the desert to survive with her little one. Despite the challenges, Ishmael emerged as a courageous young man, a born leader among his people. Ishmael's Odyssey is a hymn to resilience, an epic of faith and perseverance. He was not the direct heir to Abraham's legacy, but he carried in his veins the promise and strength of his father. The journey was filled with difficulties and trials. However, Ishmael remained steadfast in his conviction that he was destined for greatness. And so he was. He became the patriarch of a great nation, the ancestor of a lineage that would mark a before and after in history. But there is more to Ishmael's story than simple triumphs. It is a warning about the toxicity of jealousy, favoritism, and division. Ishmael and Isaac, although brothers, became rivals, and this fraternal dispute engendered an enduring enmity. The story of Ishmael teaches us a valuable lesson. We are all worthy of love and respect, all bearers of a promise. It is in our hands the ability to transcend our differences, heal the fractures that separate us, and build a future founded on union and understanding. Ishmael's life is a clear reminder that true greatness can be born in the most unexpected places, fruit of the power of faith and conviction in our own abilities. Ishmael may have been overshadowed by his brother, but his legacy remains imperishable. Don't forget the story of Ishmael, Abraham's son. Treasure his story, his struggles and victories. May his example serve as inspiration for us to achieve the best version of ourselves. In the end, what truly defines us are our actions, beliefs, and character. And in that, Ishmael was truly great. Don't miss this unique opportunity to experience how the Bible comes to life before your eyes. Click now. Immerse yourself in the story and subscribe to the channel to be part of this eternal story.